Hi everyone, so this is my video response to the forum Servant Leadership in Physical Education and Sport. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive right into it. So the first question we are asked is, how do you view the concept of servant leadership? And obviously, first and foremost, servant leadership is putting others before yourself. It's making the team bigger than yourself and bigger than you as an individual. I also believe that servant leadership means that you're valuing different opinions and creating a culture of trust within a group of people. I believe that a servant leadership is encouraging, they have integrity, they're responsible, they're respectable, they're honest, and empowering. I think these are all characteristics of a servant leader. In one of my past leadership classes in this program, we were talking about servant leadership, and an analogy that one of my professors used really stuck out to me. So basically, he said if we're looking at a pyramid, a servant leader is the very bottom corner of the pyramid. So they're not on top, they're not trying to be the top-down leadership style, they're at the very bottom corner. And the reason that's so important is because they're the foundation and they're building people above them. And if that corner is taken out, then the whole pyramid will collapse. And so that's how I always remembered servant leadership, is you're allowing others to build on top of you in order to help make better leaders along the way. So the second question is, do you believe it is possible as a head coach, physical educator, athletic director, or sports manager to be a servant leader? And I think it absolutely is. Being a servant leader sort of sets the stage, and it shows everyone around you that you are not in your profession for yourself or for your own selfish well-being. Being a servant leader proves that you do what you want to do, that you do what you do because you love building others, because you love serving others, because you love loving others. It isn't about getting the next promotion or being the one in charge or having all the fame and glory or authority. Servant leadership is selfless, it's loving, it's caring, and it creates an environment that everyone can grow and thrive, both as individuals and as a group. And I think that athletics in the world that we're in is a perfect stage for that if it's used correctly. So the third question is, what are the practical ways this could play out in the physical education of sport? And first and foremost, I believe that servant leadership creates selfless athletes, which in turn creates irreplaceable leaders down the line. So as an athlete, if I learn how to be a servant leader in my sport, when I'm done playing, I can take that on to my next adventure in life. And that's something that is invaluable. It's irreplaceable. And I think that's huge. And that's something we can do as coaches and as athletes in regards to servant leadership. I also believe that servant leadership teaches athletes that there is a bigger picture. It's not just about you and what you can do for the team. Sports aren't about the individual, but about serving the team. So once an athlete can grasp that concept, I believe that their outlook in both athletic life and their personal life is going to change. They'll finally be able to encompass and grasp the idea that we is greater than me, and I think that's huge. So the last question is, what are the benefits and challenges of taking on such a role? So I think first, the benefits, as Ludwig stated in the text, servant leaders empower their subordinates to achieve and succeed beyond personal expectation. So as a servant leader, we have that ability to push people past what they ever thought they could be, and we in turn are creating more servant leaders, and that's an awesome thing. I also believe that servant leadership creates a higher morale within the team because everyone's so bought in and everyone is they're so fixed on serving each other that the morale of the team is just unbelievable. And lastly, I think that servant leadership allows leaders to remain humble, and they have that sense of humility rather than becoming egotistical and out of control about fame or glory or anything like that. I think the challenges are servant leaders can easily be taken advantage of or walked on by someone who isn't fully bought into what they're actually doing. So if you have sort of a cancer on the team, they can thrive on that servant leadership. So as a leader, you always have to be fully aware of what is my idea, what am I trying to accomplish. That way you can seek out those people who aren't fully bought in and just are simply there to take advantage. I think another challenge is, as a servant leader, you can almost potentially give somebody too many chances just because you want them to succeed so badly. So again, it's important to remember, what's your goal? What are you working towards? We don't want to keep giving somebody chances if they haven't earned them. Yeah, we want to help people grow. We want to empower them. But we have to still stay focused on our goal and our team. And then lastly, I think the biggest challenge in regards to servant leadership is we need to make sure that we are empowering people, right? Because servant leadership can quickly turn into almost an enabling effect if you're not doing it right. So as a servant leader, our goal and our duty is to empower and give to others, but we want to make sure that we aren't enabling anyone on our team. So our goal is to create better leaders and not just help them do their job. So servant leadership to me, I think, is an amazing thing. And I think the more that we teach others how to be servant leaders, the better this world's going to be. So I'm really interested in this topic, and I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it as well. Thank you.